Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. I seek refuge in Allah from Satan the outcast. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I testify that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his messenger. My esteemed viewers, may Allah continue to shower His blessing upon you all. May Allah continue to have mercy on you. May our last statement be Kalimati Shahada. My esteemed viewers, our topic today is going to focus on who is our neighbor Islamically. Who is our neighbor Islamically? That is this topic for today. Who is our neighbor Islamically? I want us to look at a popular Arab proverb which goes thus: Ajaru qabla dar, Ajaru qabla dar. The meaning of this Arab proverb is telling us that our neighbor, we should consider our neighbor first before our own. That is the literary meaning. But if we now look at the technical meaning of this, you will now realize that it's more than the literary. Now, the technical meaning of Ajaru Qabla Dar, it signifies that we should take care of our community. The people in our community, we should take care of them, most especially the needy ones, the poor ones. We should take care of them. It's not necessarily those people that are close to you in your house. In where you live is a community. You should take a responsibility by contributing your quota in terms of welfareism for the betterment of the poor people that find it difficult in their livelihood. You give them assistance. You give them helping hands. That is the meaning of that your neighbor we are talking about now. It's not necessarily the neighbor face me and face you. So part of it, those your neighbor face me and you face me, I face you, they are also parts. But to be precise, the people in your community, you have a responsibility on them to contribute. When Allah bless you, you contribute on their life also. That is what it means. The Quranic backing is from Surah An-Nisa. Surah An-Nisa verse 36. That is Quran 4 verse 36. Also made us to know that we should worship Allah alone. We should not associate any partner with Him. It now follows that we should be respectful to our parents. We should show respect to our parents. And also, we should give a helping hand to the orphans. Thereafter, we should not cut ties with our families. Your blood, you should not cut ties with them. They now went further to explain that we should take care of our neighbor, both our far neighbor and our near neighbor. And we should take care of our companion by the side. And finally, we should take care of the welfare, the travelers. We should take care of them. So our main concern is our near neighbor and our far neighbor. That is where we are going to focus on the verse, which is Quran 4 verse 36. That is Surah An-Nisa, which we corroborate with the proverb of Arab, which is Ajaru Qabla Minad Dar. So if you now look at it, as we have said, that our neighbor is not necessarily mean the far neighbor and the near neighbor, they are all together, all encompassing that in a community where you are living, where you are residing, it is a duty upon you to take responsibility by giving helping hands to those that are poor. Allah created us differently. It is of level by level in terms of financial capacity. There are some that have it more than others. So, what is expected of us is to be contributing to our neighbors. Our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was revealed to him by Angel Jibril alayhi salam, to the extent that when this revelation came, when Allah inspired him, he said, you should be good to your neighbor. He thought that it will amount to your neighbor having what is it called, parts in your property, to be entitled to get your property. So, to the extent that you now look at it, Allah said we should be good to our neighbors. But our neighbors, of course, they have right over us. When your neighbor comes, that is why in another prophetic tradition, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam made us to understand that if you believe in Allah and the last day, the day of resurrection, you should be good to your neighbors. Are we actually good to our neighbors today? We are not. When our neighbor comes asking for help and assistance from us, we deny them. We have forgotten that they have right over us. How many of us do check on our neighbor? How many of us do oblige to our neighbor's invitation when they are doing something? Maybe they want to do marriage, any of their celebration that we know that is in conformity with the deen. How many of us do oblige? How many of us do honor their invitation? We've forgotten that our neighbors are important to us. We need to know whether if they are doing well. We need to know, check on them health-wise. When they are sick, we need to check on them. And we should remember another primary important thing we must do for our neighbor. When our neighbor passed on, we need to go with that neighbor to go to the funeral burial rites. We need to go with them, accompany them to the grave before we come back home. These are our rights we have for our neighbors. So I want us to check our minds, because this issue of knowing your neighbor, who is your real neighbor Islamically, is something that we don't really know of. We should begin now to know our neighbors, to be giving them assistance that they desire. It is their right. So if your neighbor comes asking you for something that you have, give to him. Except you don't have it, you don't have the capacity, then you can let him go. So I want us to always take care of our neighbors. Take care of your near neighbor and your far neighbors. May Allah help us. May Allah accept this as an act of ibadah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.